Downloading and installing that now, so we're going to take a look, see if it holds up to the claims. Basically, the advertisement for this game says that it's the single most realistic FPS to ever come out, so we'll see about that. I can tell you, just from what I've seen, what I do like is the somewhat slower pace games. So I prefer simulations versus arcade type games. So I'll take, like, you know, back in the day I really liked Battlefield over Call of Duty. I was a big fan of Arma. Not that it was realistic per se, but it was a little slower paced. I loved the original GoldenEye on N64, if anyone remembers that. Not sure if I'm dating myself at this point, but yeah, GoldenEye was great. I loved Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the PS3. I loved Bad Company 2. I loved Battlefield 1942, Arma 2, Arma 3. Recently, I have really enjoyed Insurgency and Insurgency Sandstorm, so I am kind of gonna see how this game stacks up. So I have not played it yet. I am recording this before my playthrough. Planning to play it within the next couple hours or so, and hopefully I can report back and let everyone know what I think about it. Again, I grew up a gamer. I prefer simulations, so yeah, we'll see how it stacks up, and I'm really curious to report. There seems to have been a lot of hype around Bodycam, and it seems to live up to the hype in most capacity. The gunplay is good. It is reminiscent of GoldenEye 007 for N64, where the gun feels independent of the camera rather than shackled to it. The game has a clunky feel where actions must really be thought out. It feels like you have a real body, and it is far from an arcade experience with twitch reflexes. The movement will not be for everyone, but it feels very close to reality to me. Bodycam was developed by two French individuals aged 17 and 20. I tend to feel the best simulations are developed by individuals with real-world experience in the topic of whatever they are developing. So, how can two young individuals be responsible for such great gunplay if they clearly should not have that real-world experience at such a young age? I think I know the answer to that, and a hint is in the name of one of the levels: Airsoft House. I can only guess that the two developers both have experience in both airsoft and paintball. The vibe is very much the same to me. First and foremost, playing Bodycam brings me back to my paintball days. For this reason, the gameplay can be said to have inspiration, a spirit one could say, something that many AAA studio titles cannot claim for their own. There are two sides to this fence. On one side, you have inspired individuals with real and true-to-life experiences which they are able to communicate to the player. And on the other side, you have uninspired and inexperienced individuals which can only communicate to a player what they believe that experience to be. It might be the difference between a brain surgeon making a game about brain surgery and a chef making a game about brain surgery. When I am with team members, running through the woods, I am transported back to the woods fields I used to play in paintball. When I'm handling a tactical shotgun in the same woods level, I am actually transported back to some of my turkey hunting trips. The experience feels inspired. The realm of first-person shooter simulations fills different spaces. This game is a far cry from shooters such as Arma, Battlefield, and Squad. It focuses instead on small maps in close quarters, reminiscent of paintball and airsoft fields. You cannot go as far as to call this game a simulation of military engagement as much as just bite-sized shooting scenarios. The two opposing factions are simply named military and terrorist. I like that you can jump right into the game and there's not much in the way of downtime. There are no cumbersome tutorials, no story mode, just good old-fashioned multiplayer competition. Deathmatch is quick to spawn, Team Deathmatch can have more downtime while you wait for the round to play out after death, but you can fill that time through control of a drone if you do not crash it or get shot. The graphics in Bodycam are acceptable, however, the graphics do not reach the photorealistic mastery people have been expecting based on early footage. Simply put, when it really comes down to it, you can tell this is a game, and you can tell it is an indie game at that. Where Bodycam really shines is in its mechanics. The movement, it's not like other games. Your player character has weight. When you want to run across a hallway, you need to think it through and time correctly, because you will not be moving as fast or smoothly as in other first-person shooters. You are cumbersome. The player models are very generic, and this is a plus. The developers even go as far as to blur out the faces of the player models. This is a nice throwback to the generic player models of Battlefield 3 and 4, and a far cry from the latest trend in first-person shooters where we have actual characters such as in Rainbow Six Siege and Battlefield 2042, where we can sometimes see dozens of the same character running around a map, easily breaking the fourth wall of the game world. The graphics occasionally result in movement glitches where the player model gets irreversibly stuck. The sound design is what you'd expect, but certainly more organic than some uninspired first-person shooters. Sound feels muffled, similar to what you'd expect from a Bodycam, or possibly what you'd expect as an operator with some sort of hearing protection. Breathing is somewhat internalized. Guns are loud, and you can hear the wind as you run. There's a good attention to detail by the developers, likely mimicking either their own experiences in Airsoft or through watching of actual Bodycam footage. With the press of the V button, you are able to activate your team radio. It's a nice touch and reminiscent of some group hunt outings of mine. I give this game a final score of 9.1. Within my personal scoring system, I cannot usually bring myself to recommend someone to pay a good amount of money for anything less than a 9. Bodycam is quick to get into, it's simple, cannot be considered a military or police simulation, merely just a realistic shooting scenario. While Bodycam is not perfect, it is a nice addition to the first-person game library that may also appeal to airsoft and paintball players. Alright, so that's it for my review. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching the video. And as my channel approaches 2,000 subscribers, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and share this review to anyone else you think might be really into first-person shooters. And again, thank you for joining today, and hope to see you again. Thank you.